There ought to have been no more to Adrian Peterson's life than a tragic tale. Most people would give up on their aspirations after losing loved ones to drunk drivers and organized crime. But Adrian's built differently. He used the anguish as motivation to strive for football greatness. Adrian Peterson's football career had its share of ups and downs. But how good was he really? Everyone knew Peterson would be a famous athlete the minute he was born. An outstanding athletic background was shared by Peterson's parents. His mother, Bonita Brown, won 3 state titles in track and field while attending the University of Houston on a track and field scholarship. Nelson Peterson, sir, played college basketball for Idaho State and aspired to play in the National Basketball Association. However, his brother shot him in the leg, ending his career. The burden of realizing his father's ambitions of making it as a professional athlete fell on Adrian. He would have to start by participating in sports on his own. Growing up in Palestine, Texas, Adrian's elder brother Brian was his rock. They were best friends for life, constantly frolicking in the backyard. I love my brother so much, just me and him. And one day, everything was going according to plan for Adrian and Brian, who were both 9 years old. Until something out of the ordinary occurred. The two were enjoying a wonderful day out on their bikes. Unexpectedly, a drunk car raced down the street, and Brian was fatally struck before he could dodge. Adrian stood across the street the entire time, watching as his best friend and brother were brutally murdered. I won't wish it on anyone, but it gave me strength. It was. He wanted a way to release all of his emotions after going through something so horrific. That morphed into participating in athletic activities, notably football. I was a fullback, a defensive back, and a linebacker. I thought it was adorable. To release those pent-up feelings, he took up Pop Warner football. Peterson was already a future celebrity by the time he turned 12 years old. Even at that tender age, Peterson's coach was reminding the other youngsters that they had played together before. As an assistant coach, Peterson's father was so taken with his son's relentless drive that he dubbed him All Day. I was on the go all day, running around. And then, when all seemed to be going well for Peterson, he had to bid farewell to yet another loved one. At the age of 13, his father was taken into custody on charges of money laundering related to the distribution of crack cocaine. My mother cried all night, all day, he said, and a 10-year prison term did him in. In the wake of losing his father and having witnessed the deaths of his brother and best friend, Peterson was even more driven to achieve greatness. He blossomed into a star on the football, basketball, and track and field teams at Palestine High School. Just like his mother before him, Peterson was unstoppable in the long jump, triple leap, 100-meter dash, and 200-meter dash. He had the potential to become an Olympic sprinter, according to his high school coach, who thought he should have prioritized that over football. On the gridiron, Peterson, on the other hand, matched his exceptional speed with ridiculous strength. Not only was he an extraordinary athlete, but he also played and ran with more rage than anybody else. In his junior year, he scored 22 touchdowns and rushed for 2,051 yards on 246 attempts, averaging 8.3 yards per carry. When Peterson was a senior, he somehow stepped it up a notch. Impressively, he managed 2,960 yards on just 252 carries, with an impressive 11.7 yards per carry and 32 touchdowns. People began to speculate that he might forego his college career and go directly to the NFL because he was unbeatable. That was, however, forbidden. So Peterson had no choice but to follow the conventional academic path. Everyone in the 2004 recruiting class thought he was the best running back and overall prospect, and he was also a 5-star recruit. Among his many accolades, he was awarded College Football News' Best High School Athlete and the recipient of the Hall Trophy for Best Player in the United States Army. Peterson received invitations to speak at universities all throughout the nation. including Miami, USC, Texas, UCLA, and Oklahoma, among many others. Peterson, given his freedom of choice, chose to join the Oklahoma Sooners. Hold out of here, man, and tell us who you're going to play for at any university. It was sink or swim for Peterson the moment he set foot on the Norman campus. It was obvious that he couldn't ease into college-level competitiveness like other freshmen. His fame and name were well known, and he was expected from the very beginning.